What's good, chosen family? What's up with y'all? I hope y'all having a good day as always, y'all. And I want to talk about the symptoms that many of y'all are encountering, y'all, because there's new energy hitting the realm, you know? So we're metamorphosing, y'all. We're in a state of metamorphosis, y'all. You know, I talked about the crystalline body in my last video, Chosen Squad, but the crystalline body, y'all, is pretty much, if you want to say a process, y'all, it's basically in a way like you getting everything that you once were ready. That's why it's nothing new to you, y'all. You knew you had this power all along. You just couldn't figure out how or why, or what it is that makes you think a certain type of way than other people, you know? But these codes or these DNA strands that live within you, y'all, right? Since the world is rapidly rising higher in vibration, y'all, that means that the world, since it's going up to a higher state, that does something to you metaphysically, y'all. It changes your body, so you're able to sustain yourself in this high frequency that we were living in, you know? That's exactly why there's a lot of motherfucking low vibrational beings that are walking among us that look dead facially, or they move like a fucking zombie. The only thing is they don't have their hands like this yet, but yet they have no energy. They're always on E because they don't have a full tank. They're never happy. The only thing that they love is negativity, which is sadness, pain, and they love trying to control other people. Think about that, y'all. You know, a lot of people in this world want domination. They want control over somebody else, or they want to feel like everything is going their way, right? That's because, y'all, you know, their soul, or let's just say their spirit, you know, it has blockades, y'all. You know, that means that those people, y'all, that they do things that they don't like about themselves, but they try to hide it from the world. You can't hide those insecurities, y'all, because how you treat yourself and treat others is gonna show whether you think that other person is aware or not, y'all. You know, it's just like me, y'all, going out in this world, y'all. You know, if people try to walk all over me, or they try to flex on me, or get in my way and try to impress people, y'all, well, I know who you are based on the fact that you feel like you feel the need to show yourself to the world when you don't have to do that. You become what you want, y'all. You don't go in the world and force everybody else to see you for what you are. You want to vibrate high, y'all, because you want to live with peace and harmony, y'all. Harmony is something that exists within you, y'all. You don't go outside yourself to find true love. And if you do that, that's exactly why 99% of things that are around you never end up fucking with you forever, y'all. Whether that's people, whether that's things you have, you might end up losing them, or they just might fall out of your life because those objects or those states of matter, y'all, have life as well, but they don't want to be around you, you know, because your energy gives us negativity. So the symptoms that you may be you know, encountering, y'all, let's talk about your allergies. Allergies are something that like to get inside of you and limit you, you know. Now you might say it's things around you that's causing you to feel that way, right? It can be your eyes switching. It could be your eyes are itching. It could be you not be able to breathe right. It could be a lot of things, y'all. But that's because the energy is so potent and it's becoming more magnifying, y'all. What's causing people to get sick, y'all, what's causing them to get looking more decayed, is the way that their body reacts to this new energy, y'all. So it's not that you're doing nothing wrong, y'all. You're vibrating higher and you're protecting your life force, because in this world, y'all, that is exactly what you need right now, y'all. It's not about others and validation, y'all. It's about becoming one, like who you were anciently, y'all. It's becoming that oneness, that peaceful being, that being who knows how to endure everything, you know. But just think about that, family. You know, for all the people who don't practice this journey or are not on the mastery to becoming self, this ain't gonna hit your dome right, because you're gonna be worried about other people. You can't get your mind off of things, stimulants, or situations, you know? I'm out in nature all the time, yo. Whether these synthetic like organisms come out here and try to take everything I have, which are some mosquitoes, gnats, fleas, ticks, you name it, all that shit is synthetic, yo. We never had none of those fucking, you know, robots amongst us, because we were vibrating much higher, yo, and that's what we are doing now, yo. We are vibrating so high that you're forcing your body to shift, yo. Activation signs or symptoms. That's a good thing, yo. That's probably why many of y'all feel so tired even when y'all get sleep, yo. You may be asking yourself, why am I so tired when I just woke up from a long ass nap? Because your spirit has full of life. It's bright like the sun, but it's brighter because it's plasma, right? Mixed with universal, like, ethereal energy, you know? But your body has not yet caught up to your soul and your spirit, family. Your soul, I mean, let's just say your body's still bound by the third dimension, because your body's been used to living that way for so long that it's not used to vibrating higher like your spirit. So when you take possession of your body on and you live through the spirit and your body, you do things that make you feel better. But you always know there's always symptoms that's gonna cause you to feel or some type of way about yourself, whether you are fasting, y'all. For example, when you fast, y'all, yes, you tell yourself you can do it, but the body craves what you want to eat, because you're still in a body, y'all. Your body's physical and it's temporary, vibrating low, you know? That's why it's hard for you to partake in a fast or sustain yourself from becoming this being of pure energy, which is light, right? In other words, that means that you have consciousness to be aware of those decisions. So you can say that you have a free mind and you are aware enough. But this is where the battle comes into play, y'all, because now you have to choose what you want to do. You want to act on your spirit, or do you want to act on your flesh? You can't do both forever, y'all, because it's about elevating or staying comfortable. But before I end this video, y'all, I just want to remind you that this is the world that we are going into, y'all. 5D, yo, is rising fast. We are passing 5D. The only thing about it is because so many people are getting back to harmony. Everybody's starting to love each other again, because they're starting to love each other from loving themselves, you know? That's the big key to vibrating much higher, y'all, because if all of us can do that, well, we shift the world around us dramatically and drastically. That's why people who are not real are glitching right in front of your fucking eyes. They are dropping shit when you look upon them with a gaze. Why though? Because they're not used to somebody with a high amount of voltage giving them attention. There's no other way around it, yo. You have power in your hands, yo. Your power is not physical, but it's spiritual, because you're probably one out of a million in spirituality who's actually taking herself serious enough to see what you have. A lot of people in this world, y'all, don't have that energy, y'all. They will do anything to get it. Why you think that these motherfuckers that are lesser than you are trying to pull you back down to their frequency? Because they've seen something in you that they don't like about them. That's powerful, family. That is really powerful. But it's just that you chose the conscious way of living, y'all. You seen it in your mind first, and you started acting on the spirit, y'all. When I fast, y'all, even though I'm not gonna say get cravings, because since I'm vibrating so high, y'all, and my body is shifting, I'm no longer getting hungry like that, yo. I look at eating like a necessity. It's not mandatory no more like it used to be for us. So I don't get hungry, yo. I eat by choice, because I love consuming things from this planet, whether it's good or bad, because I'm in this experience in the avatar, y'all. So I'm gonna partake in what it is that I like to do, because I'm not gonna be here forever. Do I want to be here forever? Yes, I do. But I don't want to be a person who's consciously transferring myself into other bodies, y'all, because I love this body that the Most High has gave me, y'all. You know, I have grown and mastered this body by working on the energy points that exist within it. So that means that I'm living the pure righteous way. Not everybody will understand this topic because they're not living like this, y'all. They're slaves to themselves. And they put that ego above everything. That's why they all only attract negative shit, y'all. But yes, family, for all the people who are wondering why you're going through things, you have headaches, you're feeling sick, you can't breathe right. It's those activation symptoms, y'all, that are causing your body to metamorphose even more. So your body can sustain more light so it can be shown to you on the physical, you know? If your body was never metamorphosing, yo, you wouldn't be able to see the rainbows from your skin because it takes time for that energy to go somewhere else, yo. That spiritual currency that you are holding on to, yo, is being worked on daily by you if you choose to. And slowly but surely, y'all, it's amplifying enough, just enough, to be able to seep through your body, yo, so you can see that for yourself, yo. You will be able to see the work that you put on yourself. But this was something to look into, yo. You know, I hope all is well with the chosen ones. And remember this, family. Your goal is to shine. Be the star. Be the sun. Be the walking being that nobody else can manipulate or become because they want to be like you. They want to walk, talk, and do everything like you, right? But if you really want to be like somebody else, yo, practice what they preach. Follow their teachings, y'all. Do things that are going to help you better. So you can look at them like, yeah, we glowing as one. Not in a way as I'm taking what he has or I'm becoming him. No. Because everybody should have enough to eat at their own, timing. You know, family? But the video was said, and this is the video that I want to talk about, y'all. The activation signs and all these sicknesses that are coming around hitting people, y'all, left and right. That's because their body, it can't take this new energy that's hitting the realm, y'all. Because your body will never metamorphose, y'all, if you're not gonna take care of your spirit, y'all. But the thing about this world is, most people don't realize that they have a spirit, y'all. That's what fucks us. That's what fucks our kind up, y'all. Because if they don't tell you that, if you don't work on it, y'all, well, you're leaving your spirit way behind. So your body can't catch up to you because your body's simply comfortable where it's at, lost, not thinking, but simply just living, you know? But yeah, family, think about that, y'all. This is like a walking scary movie that we are living, y'all. And once you become aware, it's like you see hell all around you, y'all, because everybody don't see life like you. And that's bad because they think they know it all because the ego wants to feel like they're in control. But you're above the ego, y'all. Your spirit, you want to do what's best for you and what's best for taking care of this vessel so you can live in it for a long time, right? Everybody wants true immortality, but yes, some don't want because they don't like how they feel within. If you are wishing death upon you or others, if you like arguing, if you like trying to prove yourself to the world, you have a hole in your heart, y'all, and you're looking for things around you to fill it, and they will never fill it because you don't love yourself enough to show the world who you have become. That's why I always tell y'all, man. With every thought and energy you put into thinking, y'all, be aware of the decisions you make on a daily because they can either make you or break you, y'all. It only takes one good thought, whether it's good or bad, to fuck your life up dramatically. You know, family? My bad if I'm talking weird, y'all. These activation symptoms are really getting to me. You know, yes, I'm vibrating high. My spirit is taking control. But yet my body has to catch up to that because my body's been used to vibrating on low frequency like everybody else's, y'all. So my body is slowly unlocking its true potential. But I gotta be patient and I gotta accept what comes with it, y'all, because it's my body telling me that I gotta build up a protection like barrier, y'all, to become immune to everything around me, you know? But think about that, chosen ones, you know? But I just want to say, man, for all the people who have stayed to watch the end, I appreciate y'all. You know, I just want to give y'all some gems because it's getting more wicked as we see what's going on in this world, y'all. You know, say you have bad allergies when you step outside, but when you go inside, you can breathe normally. That's because the frequency outside, y'all, is changing. The sun is emitting new photons and producing more flares, which is hitting your body. And it's affecting the natural way that it should operate because you were taught to live in a low dimension your whole life. You thought 3D was actually what life was supposed to be for us. So your body became that. It manifested into that form of accepting, becoming doubt, fear, and guilt, right? Because you can never become somebody higher if you don't let yourself be free. So that means that when you step outside and you feel these attacks, these symptoms, or you just feel like it's hard to breathe, y'all, that's your body building up immunity to be able to deflect this shit. You know, your body will be able to take it sooner or later. If it can't right now, it's because the frequency is too high for your body to, you know, in a way digest it. But you are strong enough to know that it ain't gonna kill you. It's just gonna give you symptoms that you naturally don't get because your body has to, you know, rebuild itself or recalibrate more strongly, more smarter, and more aware. So you can take in these new frequencies, so you can rise higher, so you can glow more, shine harder, you know, and do things that may seem supernatural to other people, y'all. But I'll see you on the next video, man. Just know that your energy is gonna help you make it through this shit, y'all. That's why I tell y'all to hold on to it. Because your life is literally on the line, y'all. If you don't, you're gonna become a fish out here. And it's only a matter of time until a fishing pole with a sharp ass hook reels you in, y'all. And you don't wanna be that person, you know? But I'll see y'all. I'll show y'all.